Mr. Mohammed Kareem, do you take this woman here to be your wedded wife?
I do.
Miss Daisy, do you take this man here to be your wedded husband?
I do.
This right here is the marriage celebration of two people who are special to all of us here today.
Come with me, my love, to the sea of love.
If I could have everybody in the audience go ahead and stand and face the parking lot, please.
How much I love you. Do you remember when we met? That's the day I knew you were my pet. I want to tell you
Now, we are gathered here today
how much
in this beautiful, beautiful place to witness the joining of two lives. This right here is the marriage celebration of two people who are special to all of us here today. These two separate people have been chosen at this special time in this special place to be married to each other. The decision to marry is not entered into lightly, but rather is undertaken with great consideration and respect for both the other person and oneself. You, as friends and family, are able to celebrate with Miss Daisy and Mr. Mohammed in the making of this important commitment. Now, the heart of marriage is taking of another person in that person's entirety, with the good times and the bad times, the sad moments and the happy ones. The taking of that person as a friend and a companion for life. Now, marriage is not something that just happens or is stumbled upon. A good marriage is created, shaped, and molded. In a good marriage, the little things are the big things. Do not take one another for granted ever. Do things for one another, not with the attitude that it is a duty or a sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy and giving. Develop the capacity to forgive and forget. Do not look for perfection in your partner. Instead, create an atmosphere in which each of you can grow independently. Marriage symbolizes the sharing of two lives. Yet, this closeness will not diminish the character or being of each individual partner. As your marriage continues to grow, your understanding of each other will each continue to grow and expand. At this time, I would like to celebrate the love that Daisy Wright and Mohammed Kareem have for each other. And as family and friends, you give a social and emotional recognition to their permanently accept one another by reciting these marriage vows. At this time, I'm going to present the rings to the both of you that you have offered to me here today. Mr. Mohammed, there is your ring that you will be putting on Miss Daisy's finger. Now, Miss Daisy, here is the ring that you will be putting on Mr. Mohammed's finger. Now, Mr. Mohammed, we will start with you, my brother. Mr. Mohammed Kareem, do you take this woman here to be your wedded wife?
I do.
Will you love her, honor, and keep her in sickness and in health, forsaking all others and keeping yourself only unto her as long as you both shall live?
I will.
Fantastic. Now, Miss Daisy, do you take this man here to be your wedded husband?
I do.
Will you love him, honor, and keep him in sickness and in health, forsaking all others, and keeping yourself only unto this man as you both shall live?
I do, always.
Beautiful. At this moment, I'd like you, Mrs. Daisy, to reach out your hand to Mr. Mohammed. And Mr. Mohammed, I would like you to ask Miss Daisy if you may place that ring on her finger.
May I place this ring on your finger, my love?
Yes.
Mr. Mohammed, as you slide that ring onto Daisy's finger, I want you to realize and symbolize the sharing of these two lives that we are performing here today. Fantastic. Now, Mr. Mohammed, I would like you to extend your hand as well. Now, Miss Daisy, at this moment, I would like you to ask Mr. Mohammed if he could place that ring on his finger.
Mohammed, may I place this ring on?
You may.
Beautiful. Beautiful. It is at this time, no sooner, no later, that I now pronounce you two husband and wife. You may kiss your bride, Mr. Mohammed.
Woo! Yeah! Yeah, baby! Step in front of a runaway train just to feel alive again. Pushing for
Since the day I've seen you for the first time, I had never visited a car dealership so much in such a short span of time, nor have I spent so much time looking at and chatting about cars I had no interest in, just to have an excuse to talk to you. I certainly didn't think that 6 months later, I'd be standing here, married to the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. I love how passionate you are, and how you will always put others ahead of yourself. I love how you've always been there for me, supported me, and pushed me to be a better man. I love how patient you are with me, especially when I forget everything anyone tells me 30 seconds later. You've been here with me every step of the way, regardless of how many times I messed up. You went on adventures with me, even when we were one wrong move away from certain death. You trusted me and believed in me. You had fun with me even when we did things that were far outside of your comfort zone, like climbing on random buildings, standing on ledges hundreds of feet high, flying to tall buildings, and the list goes on. Today is the beginning of a new chapter in our lives. I look forward to what the future holds for us. I promise to always respect you, be honest with you, and love you through the good and the not so good. No matter what we go through, I promise to build a life full of love and commitment with you, travel the world with you, and build a family with you. I won't always know what turn you need to make or what street you left your car at, but I will always share the rest of my life with you as your husband, your friend, and your biggest supporter. Habibi, when I said I love you more, I didn't mean that I loved you more than you loved me, but that I love you more than life, myself, and everyone else, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you.
Mo, it's hard to believe that I met you 6 months ago and it would lead to where we stand here and now. Most people probably don't know, but when we first met, you were actually wingmanning for someone else entirely to get my phone number. You both came in looking for different cars, but I remember specifically you being fond of the Dubsta when nobody else was at the time. I found it entertaining and humored being shown your fancy new cigar lounge business by both of you, only to be promptly ignored once we arrived by the man you were trying to help. Instead, you turned into a gentleman and insisted on making it right by taking me back to where I was working, since I was worried about my job. I'll spare everybody the part where on the way there you promptly got us into a car accident after claiming to be the best driver in the state. But I thought even with such a crazy first encounter, I was determined and dead set on making my first big sale that Dubsta to you. There's been so many things that have happened since then. I could spend hours sharing stories of different times, but they're all precious to me in their own ways, and I wouldn't even know where to begin. Throughout everything, though, you've always been someone that's there for me, even when I've made things difficult. I know our road has been rocky at times, but today I want to make you several promises. I vow from this day forward that you'll never face this world alone. We will continue to face whatever challenges or adventures we encounter together. I'll hold your hand through this life, and I promise to never let it go. I promise to encourage, support, and believe in you. I promise to recognize your strengths, see your potential, especially when you can't see it yourself. I promise to remember we are not perfect, only perfect for each other. I vow that I will choose you every day 1,000,000 times over, not because I have to, but because I want to. Maybe someday, a long ways into the future, I'll finally sell you that Dubsta.